Hello everyone, my name is Jackie and today I've got another round of TBR Bingo for you guys. But 40 books for July. I had these 5 books plus the audiobook for Daisy Jones and the 6. And I've finished 3 of them. I finished those 2 and Daisy Jones and the 6. I started Serpent and Dove and I'm nearly halfway into Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. The only book I haven't even started yet is this one, but it's really short and I still have a couple of days left. And I'm off work at the moment, so I have a lot of time to read, which means I will probably be able to finish this before the month is over. So we're just quickly going to exchange the prompts from last month. Alright, so we're going to shuffle this. And I'm picking dragons, so a book with dragons in it. The next one is a retelling, a book that's out of my comfort zone, a sci-fi, a classic, and lastly a backlist title. Alright, then let's dive right into it. The first pick is D3, which is a high fantasy. Alright. And the book I'm picking for that is Forest of Souls by Laurie M. Lee, which is about Saoirse. And after her best friend gets killed, she brings him back to life and discovers that she is a soul guide. So then the Spider King calls for her help because the the deadwood, which the Spider King used to enforce peace between countries, is growing wild and untamed, and only a soul guide can help with that. So this was the Fairy Loot pick for June, and the read-along happens in August, so I wanted to read it either way, so I'm happy that I could put it on this list. And the next pick is E2, which is a title from A to Z, which means I now have to pick a letter. And for that they're in here, and I have the letter J. So let's see what I can find. And for that I'm going with Jackpot by Nick Stone. This is about a girl working in a gas station and she sells the winning lotto ticket, but the prize never gets claimed. So she decides to try and find the person and hopefully get the money, because she could really use it. This copy is an ARC I got last year at Yalk, but I never got to reading it, so I'm really excited that I can finally pick it up. And pick number 3 is E1, which is an intimidating read. And the most intimidating book I want to get to in August is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, because it's just so big. But it's been on my TBR for so long, so I finally want to pick it up. Alright, so since I don't really know what this is about, and the synopsis here, I'm just going to read you the synopsis. A world divided, a queendom without an heir, an ancient enemy awakens. The house Berethnet has ruled Innis for 1,000 years. Still unwed, Queen Sabran IX must conceive a daughter to protect her realm from destruction, but assassins are creeping closer to her door. Eid Durian is an outsider at court. Though she has risen to the position of lady-in-waiting, she is loyal to a hidden society of mages. Eid keeps a watchful eye on Sabran, secretly protecting her with forbidden magic. Across the dark sea, Tane has trained to be a dragon rider since she was a child, but is forced to make a choice that could see her life unravel. Meanwhile, the divided East and West refuse to parley, and forces of chaos are rising from their sleep. So, sounds really interesting. It's really big, but I'm going to get to it. And pick number 4 is D1, which is a classic. So considering I already have an 800-page book on this list, and I'm also participating in at least one readathon during August, putting a classic on there is not the best choice. So instead of going for a full book, a full thick classic or something, I'm going to go with The Mysterious Stranger by Mark Twain. This is the edition illustrated by Attack. And I've had this book for a couple of years now, so I should finally get to reading it. And pick number 5 is C4, which is the oldest book on my TBR. So for that we're asking Goodreads. So technically the oldest book on my Goodreads TBR is not really the oldest book I have here, but I have no idea when I got the rest, so I'm going after the first books I put into my Goodreads TBR. So, alright. The oldest book on my Goodreads TBR is Fierce Like a Firestorm by Lana Popovich. This is the sequel to Wicked Like a Wildfire, which is about 2 sisters, and they have magical powers, and they and their friends somehow get wrapped up in this circle of witches who don't really want good things for them. And yeah, it's been a while since I read the first one, but this is actually pretty short, so I'm glad I got this for August. And the last pick for August is B2, which is a romance. And for that I'm going with this book. It's a German author, but I think the English title would be Sun Yellow Spring. I don't know. It's the 3rd book in a trilogy, and I really enjoyed the first 2 books. It's about Emily and Elias, who have a very difficult relationship, because Emily is the best friend of Elias' little sister, and Emily had a crush on him for ages, but something happened when they were teens and now she hates him. But now that they're adults, that are both at a university, they meet again and things get a bit complicated. But I really enjoyed the first 2 books. They are so much fun, although I really want to reread them before getting to this, so hopefully I will manage that too. But yeah, I really like it. Oh, and the author is called Karina Bartsch, and I know that the first one was translated into English with the title Cherry Red Summer. Alright, so those are the 6 books I will definitely have to read in August. But as I said, I'm going to participate in at least one readathon, so there are going to be a couple more, but I will make a separate TBR video for that. So if you've read any of these books, let me know down below. Let me know what you thought, and which one I should prioritize, which one I should start with, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye!